So we are live on both YouTube and Facebook. So this could be pretty cool. All right. Well, tonight we're going to do a little bit of a special moment. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. We're going to do a little bit of a special subject tonight. First and foremost, we will be talking a little bit later about things going on in Israel, and there was a huge explosion today in the Jaffa, Tel Aviv area, so we'll be talking about that, and there is a lot going on. And of course, some of you may have already looked at the news and saw that they put one of the Iron Domes on a naval ship. So we got a lot going on with Israel, and we're going to be talking about that in another broadcast a little bit later. But right now, I want to talk about an issue that I believe is coming up. It is central to what we're going to see unfolding in Washington in the next 10 days or so. And with that, I think there's some information you need to know, especially about the DREAM Act and DACA. Let me just pause for a minute, because Debbie, who lives in Israel, and she's also in Florida right now, just asked, what explosion in Israel? And so definitely, not too long ago, with witnesses describing hearing the explosion as far away as central Tel Aviv. Now, for those of you that might want to know how far that is, I would say, and I would put it around between 7 to 10 miles. So that was a significant explosion. Initial reports from emergency services described an explosion, large fire, and collapsed building at the scene of Yafet Street. The fire was subsequently brought under control. Of course, a lot of, see if I can give you a little map here. Well, so you can see here is the map, and that's approximately where the explosion was. All right. So Debbie just said that the building caught fire and collapsed, and yes, that there was an explosion. It caught fire, it collapsed, and so so I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more on that. Okay, thanks. 4 dead. The report that I have doesn't have any total. So you have 4 dead. Oh, something in my eye. All right. Okay. So, anyways, we'll keep an eye on that, and plus we've got a whole lot of information, a lot of things going on in Israel today politically. So again, we'll be talking a little bit more about that in a couple of hours. But right now, I want to talk about the DREAM Act. And I want to talk about how we got to the place that we are right now between the DREAM Act, DACA, and the Democratic Party using these 2 issues, immigration issues, all right, to leverage their party in Washington for the potential government shutdown issue, the tax reform issue, the building of the wall issue. I mean, this is their trump card, or so-called trump card. But I think you need to know, and I'm going to go to page 29 of my book. And in the book, I talk about, in fact, I have a chapter 2, and chapter 2 deals with legal or illegal. And one of the issues that is really central to the issue of immigration is not whether or not we love immigrants. That's not the issue. It's not whether or not we want you here in America. That is not the issue. If it were up to me, I'd keep every single immigrant that comes in. I mean, every single individual, every single life is valuable. And that's how we view life here in America. That's how we view life in Israel. Life is valuable. So your life as an immigrant or not an immigrant is valuable. But this is not the real issue that is behind the immigration issue. And this is what Americans need to understand. The issue behind the immigration issue is the law. And it is the organizations, the elite individuals that think they are above the law. And therefore, they act in a way that may appear initially to be something that is kind, considerate, sweet, in allowing things that are illegal, or maybe even human rights based, social justice based, like we're fighting for the underdog. But that's not the reality. The reality is they are causing what we would truly cause, like an insurrection. They are looking to overturn a system, and they're using immigrants and immigration as their kind of pawn. So, with that said, let me read to you the scripture that we're looking at when we're looking at the immigration issue in chapter 2 of my book. It says, "One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourns among you." So, for those of you on Facebook, we are not connecting. So hopefully they'll be back in a minute. All right. So how did we get even to the DREAM Act? I want to start back and really consider the fact that, whenever we're dealing with immigration, there's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons, and all the issues that are surrounding the most pressing immigration issues. Okay, let me just move my other one, see if I can get some signal here. I never understand these things. All right, so anyways, here we are. First of all, we have to understand that one of the individuals that brought this immigration or the issue of illegal immigration to the forefront over the last several years was Bill O'Reilly, especially regarding Kate's Law, when they were pressing under the Obama administration to have more transparency regarding illegal immigration. And in the process of that, one of our American citizens was killed by an illegal immigrant. And of course, her name was Kate. And that put into motion what Bill O'Reilly called Kate's Law. Now, that issue also brought to the forefront the issue of what was really going on with the illegal immigration under the Obama administration, because it looked like it was producing a culture of entitlement. And that's where I want to begin tonight. I want to talk about that issue of entitlement. So under the Obama administration, there was a huge ideological shift in the way Americans think. In fact, a lot of the tenets of the European Union, the United Nations Human Rights Council, decentralized market globalization, and the blurring of all moral lines, sadly, gave way to an entitlement mentality within our society. Now, that became notable in all of the protesting. And so when we look at this sense of entitlement, which made its way into the immigration narrative, particularly among those who migrate from South America, Mexican and Muslim societies, all right, we see that that mentality, the mentality of entitlement, has given way to a push from these particular areas, South America, Mexico, and a lot of the Arab Muslim societies, to push against the laws of the Constitution. And so that is what's been giving way. If you will just hold with me and bear with me for just 1 second, I have got to make a move here of my other, because I am not staying online. And that is, let's see if I can get it. You're seeing my arm. I don't want you to be seeing my arm. All right, here we go. All right, so coming back to that, and I won't be able to edit this, so you guys just kind of fast forward through this, all right? We understand, therefore, that under the Obama administration, the philosophy of entitlement burgeoned through all economic and social classes. In other words, whatever's free, whatever the government can give me, I want. I want all the money, I want all the programs, all of the things that they can give to me. The problem with that thinking is then the government controls you. And if you want to be controlled by the government and you are an immigrant, then it's a simple solution for you. Go back to the country that you came from, because the country that you came from controls you. That's why you're here in America. You don't want to be controlled by the government. And so you have to understand that if you fall prey into an aspect of the United States government that puts you into an entitlement program and you're an immigrant, you are falling prey to the very thing that you're coming out from under, tyranny. That's what government control is. And so this is what entitlement does to our immigrants. It puts them under the control of the government. And this is the reason that I wrote about this, is because I don't want to see, and I know that millions of Americans that love immigrants do not want to see you become a pawn just like you were in the country you came from. Please understand that. If we truly want you here and we want to be a part of your life in making your dreams come true, then you don't want to be a part of any kind of government program that does not help you to achieve your dreams. And so this is a pretty important issue when we're dealing with entitlement. So instead of legally striving for the American dream, under the Obama administration, they started what we know now as social justice, or a social justice movement that encouraged illegal, not legal, illegal immigrants to reach for American entitlement. Now, entitlement, truly, when we're dealing with entitlement, and again, I apologize for the interruptions. For some reason, my phone and Facebook is interrupting me, but we're good here on YouTube. All right. So when we consider this, all right, American entitlement deals with a lawless unethical, and destructive ideal that rewards illegals and punishes hardworking American citizens. In fact, you might be aware that California voted to allow illegals to obtain driver's licenses, which in turn gives them voting rights. Are you okay with that? In other words, you don't have to be a citizen to vote in this country. We'll give you a license. Well, why do you think they do that? I want you to think about that. Why are they doing that? Why do they want to? Are they doing that because they really are working for the underdog? They're really doing their good in the arena of human rights? No. Are you kidding me? No. The reason they're doing is because they want to subvert the United States government. That's why they're doing it. They have absolutely no, they don't care. They truly don't care whether you're legal, illegal, or an American citizen. They have an agenda, and that's why they do what they do. Now, with that said, all right, under Obama, it appeared that the idea of entitlement was that the legal immigrant, or the illegal immigrant, or the refugee became entitled to all our benefits without having to obey any of our laws. So the thing is, if you don't like one of our laws, as was in the case of the secure communities, or what we're going to talk about in a minute was ERA, then we will either change the laws for you or get rid of them. Which, once again, you're coming here to our country, and that's a privilege. It's not a right. You have no right to come. You have the privilege to come. Do we want you? Yes, we do. But it's a privilege. It's not a right. So you have no voice, or should not have a voice, to change the law. And so what happened under the Obama administration is they said, well, if you don't like the law, then we'll change it for you. And so that's not good for you. I just want you to know that. That's not good for you. All right. So there we go. A little bit of, whatever you put on your lips, chapstick. All right. So that's what they do, and that's what they've been doing in Europe. And that's why Europe is such a mess. And that takes us into understanding from the perspective of an illegal immigrant how they really see the American immigration system. So and we're seeing it now. I mean, still, even under President Trump, we are seeing how illegal immigrants do not see themselves as illegals. And when asked, hi everybody. Yeah, open up on YouTube. I am on YouTube under Networking the Why. So if you can go to YouTube, I don't know why we're not going here live on Facebook, but it's not, we keep jamming on Facebook, but we're good here on live. Now, with that said, all right, illegal immigrants. Oh, I should probably disconnect myself on Facebook, folks. I'm going to disconnect myself because
Facebook is jamming you.
I don't know if Facebook's jamming me, or unfortunately, we had a lot of views too. I don't know if it's Facebook that's jamming me or it's my phone. I think I'm going to have to update that phone right away because I think it's really becoming a
might be where we
problem.
No,
So,
YouTube, great.
okay. All right. So thanks, guys. The first time I've done this on YouTube, so we'll keep continuing. And I don't know how If anybody can tell me, it says here, learn more about how to moderate your broadcast by controlling your guests. All right, that's the control room. And so I don't know, chat. Okay, just enabled, I think, chat. And all right, I have 0 viewers. Okay, so this isn't going over very big either. All right, you know what? Let me see. Oh, now you're looking at my arm, but I don't have any viewers. So, oh my goodness, this is horrible. All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, we're in Google Hangouts. Okay, hold on.
Facebook.
Oh, where'd you go, guys? Come back.
On YouTube. She didn't have it on YouTube. Yeah, you might have.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Just 1 second, guys. This is terrible. All right. My goodness. I had somebody just, I wish people wouldn't do that. You know, I can't help people. Can't help with all their issues. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't, oh, I have a viewer. Hi. I think there's more than 1 viewer, but we're just trying to figure this out. I feel horrible. Okay. So we have 1 viewer, but 1 viewer just went away. All right. I think we're going to start all over again. I'm going to hang up. This was a good broadcast, but I don't know if it really is working. So I'm going to hang up. I'm going to check to see if it's really working, and then I'll come back. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.